Sincere greetings to the dear citizens of the Republic of the Gambia. I am your brother Isa Bokar C. Well, on this segment, we are going to discuss a worrisome development, a worrisome situation, which definitely is a cancer in the fabric of society. In many countries in the world, but more prominent or more chronic in Africa. In today's session, we are going to discuss graft or corruption at the Gambia Ports Authority or the Gambia Seaports and Immigration Department, which in all honesty is not good or pleasant for investors, neither is it good or pleasant for parties ready to make sure that investment is a priority in the Third Republic. Well, following the setting up of a 5-man panel of officials known as intelligence officers within the Immigration Department, we found reason in pursuing information that was shared because I was contacted. It is not a story that I was looking after. As I always tell you, I am not a journalist. 95% of stories that I discuss are stories that were brought to my attention by parties who believe that I can be of great help to that effect. Now, afterwards, there was reason, and usually we are people who are driven by passion and guided by principle to pursue this case. Before we go any further, I'm not going to mince my words here. All those officers, be it in this case or in any other case, who are implicated in such corrupt practices should be demoted, forced to resign, or be fired with immediate effect. Period. If not, why was the panel of intelligence officers set up to look into this then? Where corruption becomes endemic, or it becomes a chronic disease, or it becomes rampant and then left unchallenged, it turns into a security threat. Corruption is a threat to national security. Make no mistake about it. It is. Things like corruption, favoritism, nepotism are a threat to national security. It is universally accepted. Well, some people who are independent detectives or private investigators working hand in hand with those who are officially charged to look into this and probe into this believe that something went wrong somewhere as far as responding to responsibility within the hierarchy is concerned. Now the question for some is this. They wonder if Director Buba Sanyang took the right approach when this thing happened. Not that he is part of it, but not acting accordingly on time also may place blame on him. Whether he acted on time or not it is that very time that will prove it. This is just a question. Nobody is saying that that's what he did. Another question is, did he even take immediate action? Now the other question is, isn't the latest saga worse than anything former Director General Pa Mboob was accused of then? Ongoing investigations are determined to separate ambiguities from facts. Now, this case was brought to light by patriots who saw the need to listen to the Director General, but at the same time they saw reason not to only listen to him either. One must listen to Buba Sanyang, but one must not also listen to only Buba Sanyang, including those who began the report. Nor should investigators only rely on what his deputy advanced, being Sidi Toure. So one has to be impartial. You don't have to side with Buba Sanyang. You don't have to side with his deputy. You don't have to side with those parties who reported the story from the seaport. Being the first to report a story does not always mean that you are the cleanest. In security, two things matter. If you were to think of security as a game of cards, the first poker card on the table should be distrust. Even when a person commits suicide, the first suspect is the person, him or herself. If you find a person dead, because committing suicide means you are the one who committed the crime against yourself. Now, if the person is dead in a place, you suspect them. The moment you rule out suicide, then you can extend it to others. But reporting a story doesn't always mean you are clean. No. Wait for the second segment.